Hey everybody, this is Derek Dallas. I'm going to be your instructor for CIS152 Web Design 1. Now I want to go over a few things with you so that you're fairly comfortable with getting started with the class and going over these things. So one thing I want you to realize is that there are two versions of this class. One is a fully online version where the students do not have to come to campus whatsoever, and everything that you are getting is all through videos or through text content that I have on online. And then I have a hybrid class that has the same exact content, but you have the opportunity to come to class once a week and meet with me. So you might be in one or the other, so if I mention coming to class or talking about that, don't feel like you're missing out on something. That's just for the people who have taken the hybrid class. So one thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be accessing my course information through my website and looking at your grades through the Parkland portal, which is called Cobra. So when you go to Parkland, you go to myparkland.edu, you are going to log in just like I would have to log in, and you'll use your name, the information that has been given to you. And when you log in, you're going to have the option of going to what's called Cobra. Now, Cobra is our content management software, and this is a tool that we use to organize course material. So if this is your first class, you'll have, depending on what this looks like, you're going to have a list of courses that you've taken. Mine has my courses in the subject matter on the different computer sciences or computer information systems. So depending on the type of class I'm working in or have, I can organize that. But you should have some kind of list of courses here. Now when you go into that class, you're going to click on that. So say if you're in my hybrid class or if you're in my online class, whichever one it is, it's going to open up to this page. And if you go to the Content tab, I have a little overview here that is going to allow you to have a little bit of reading. I have a link to my web page, which when you click on this, it'll open up a new browser here. And this is going to give you the schedule, and it has the home information, it has our syllabus, it has the schedule, and then it has a digital media gallery that you can look at other digital artwork. And so I'm going to be going over these basic things here, specifically the syllabus and the schedule, and so that you have an understanding of what's going on. All right? And so this is Cobra. This is where you will be going. You can look at your grades. You can look at your quizzes, drop boxes. These are where you'll be turning things in. So it's not going to look exactly the same for you as it does for me, but this is where you can go and you can turn in your projects, and it'll have a space for you to turn in your project. It'll have a name, and you'll be able to upload that content. You'll be able to take quizzes. There's a syllabus quiz. There's quizzes 1 through 10. I'm missing a couple because I don't have quizzes for every section, but I still have them numbered as they to associate them with a particular spot. And then you can look at your grades here and see what you've turned in and what you might be missing. And so that's the basics things. So basically once a week you're going to notice that you have a date of content, what you're supposed to do for that day, and then what to do. Okay, so the first week is basically getting things organized, making sure you understand how to use Cobra, making sure you understand how to read the schedule and those kind of things. There's a lot of videos here to watch that I've put together for you that go over things. And then when we start getting into the course content, you can see there's a link to, say, Project 1, which has a lot of information. And it also has, oops, I didn't go back to my schedule, textbook readings. And so you do have a textbook that looks like this here. You have a textbook that goes along with this class. Now the beauty of the textbook is that it's very, very thorough, and it will give you lots of context lots of information and stuff that you can use to build beyond what we're doing in class. It's a great book. It's got great examples. There's a active website that you build. You can look at how it looks. You can look at the code. And there's more than that. So it's beyond this class, which is the beauty of it. Is this is a resource that you could use for many classes and for your own personal reference library, and I think it's incredibly valuable and it's worth having in your library. You can get a lot of stuff online, but having a book like this that's easy access, that you can look straight into and are familiar with, is invaluable. I use it all the time. And so this is what my home web page looks like. It's you can see the browser or the URL here. And what that will do is, if you're in any of my other classes, you can look at what courses I have, the course numbers, and then for us, you're in my CIS152, and it takes you to that same page that you have at home, the syllabus. If you're in my other classes, say in my 186 class, you can see I have 2D animation classes, and that sort of content is all there. So really that's just an organized place for my courses and my students to go to. But you have your own specific URL that you'll use for this particular class. All right, I hope that's clear on that. It takes a little bit of practice to get used to that thing, but you will be going to that over and over and over again each week as you prepare the content. And so we have my Parkland. You go into Cobra. Cobra will open up, and you'll have your course content and that sort of stuff. Now, I don't use Cobra for a lot of things, but I do use it for email and that sort of thing. So email, grades, for turning in assignments, and for quizzes. Now, all the content and the schedule when everything is due is all on my web page here. I do have an email account, which is derek.dallas@gmail. That's my Gmail. So if you want to video chat with me, you can use that to set up a what's called a Google Plus Hangout. So if you're familiar with Gmail and how that works, and I have a video about that, how to use Google Plus and how to use Google Hangouts for video conference calls. So if you're in either one of my classes and you don't want to come in and you want to talk with me about something, you could video chat me through Google Plus, or you could email me, or you could call, whatever you want to do. But it's great to use the technology that's available these days and, do a video chat. And that way it's a little faster. We get direct information, and I can help you one-on-one, just like you were here sitting in the office with me. That's great. With bad weather or whatever that comes along, or maybe you get sick, or maybe you just don't feel like coming in for you just can't make it. Some people live far away. That's a great resource for you. All right, so I'm going to take a few minutes to go over the course syllabus, just like I would. This is something that you need to read on your own, something that you need to go over in detail, but I'm going to go through the basics of it with you here right now. So again, this is a rapidly moving class. There's a lot of content, a lot of reading that you have to do, a lot of work that goes into it. It takes a lot of time. But it's a lot of fun too. A lot of people enjoy it very much. I enjoy it. And so I hope that you understand that you need to set aside a significant amount of time ahead of the deadline to get the coursework done. In this particular class, we're going to be working with business-oriented websites. You will be building a unique website that is for a specific type of web or a specific type of business, which is going to be a coffee shop, donut shop type, a place that you're going to be working on later on. So you will be applying this in a real world situation, and I hope that you will enjoy that. It's a lot of fun to do. I've been seeing a lot of good results. So you're going to be basically creating a business-oriented website using HTML, XHTML, HTML5, and CSS. You will be using Dreamweaver and Aptana. Aptana is a Dreamweaver-like application that allows you to write code in a development type of way, and so it has a great interface, and it's free and it's open for anyone to use. Again, Prereqs for this class have been CIS151, but if you have experience, I have waived that for people. I am the course instructor. Again, my name is Derek Dallas. This is a link to my email address. My office is in B136. And again, here's information about giving Google Chats and using my email address. Now, my email address is, as I said here in my overview, is derek.dallas@gmail.com. So use that one. I had another one that was called derek.dallas.parkland, but I'm not going to be using that one anymore. I'm going to change that just to derek.dallas@gmail. And so I want you to make your own Gmail account for using it. It's a great email service, and that allows you to have access to Google Plus and to allow us to chat and have video chats. So it's also it's just a great resource to have. Office telephone number is 217-353-2087 if you want, or 2087 if you want to come or call me. And again, I have an online course and I have a hybrid course. So whether you're in my hybrid or online, it doesn't matter. The course content's the same. If you're fully online, you will be. If it's fully online, you will be. You don't have to worry about ever coming to campus, but if it's hybrid, you will come to campus once a week and meet with me. Okay. The course textbook that we'll be using again is the Murox HTML5 and CSS3. I have a link to that here. You will be assigned readings out of that because it's actually really important that you follow along with those readings. It provides just a huge amount of information that goes along with our text or with our text information online, my online content. So the two of them will support one another. There's a lot of changes that have occurred in the web development, and so this was going to be a very thorough overview of all these changes, the old versions and the new versions. So there's a lot of content there to review and be familiar with. I do have some other books that you could use for this class. Build Your Own Website the Right Way, a Dreamweaver book that you could use, and there's lots of other content. So if you have other books that cover this kind of material, you could certainly use that. Software that's required. The only software that you really need to have is some type of text editor, which could be some very, very simple that could come through a Mac environment or through a Windows environment. So for instance, Notepad through Windows, or TextEdit or Text Wrangler for Macs. And you will be needing an SFTP, a file transfer program, which you could use WinSCP or CyberDuck or Fetch, or I use FileZilla too. There's lots of different, there's other things out there that you could use. And you will be working through your browsers. You're going to use Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, or Safari. And so you can use that to test out your web pages on. If you are working off campus and you're not coming into our labs, you will want to make sure that you have either Aptana or Adobe Dreamweaver through the Creative Cloud. So you will be looking at the Creative Cloud packages through Adobe. All right. So make sure that you are familiar with those things, and you'll be using that fairly early on, or in the midway of the class. So the Dreamweaver you won't necessarily need until later on. All right.